Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing some snakeskin nails. So I'm using real snakeskin for this. So I was given this quite a few years back, or a year or two back. And I just thought I'd do a set, seeing as though they're pretty popular at the minute. So the colour is like a really pale white on this snakeskin. So I'm just going to darken that up using some acrylic paints. And I'm basically just going to paint the snakeskin, and what happens with that is the parts of the snakeskin that are raised, the acrylic sticks to that and it brings the colour out. So if you've got some snakeskin and it's not light enough, you can basically paint it whatever colour you want. So because these nails are greeny colours, I am going in with a green and a black. So that's what it looks like when it's wet. So I'll just continue doing a few patches of this so that I've got enough for these nails. I mean, if you haven't got snakeskin, you could use stickers or a stamping plate. If that's all you've got, that'd do just as good. But I just thought I'd use this. So I'm just going to pop that to the side to dry while I am doing the rest of these nails. So I am going in on the pinky with an ombre. So I'm going to go near that cuticle with Walk the Line. So these are some new ones that I've just got, so I thought I'd use these ones. So this is like a dark green. And then I am going on and doing some cutouts on this ring finger. So I'm going in again with Walk the Line. Just figuring out where I want that to go, but I will use some dental floss to cut a nice line onto that. So I'm just going to let that set while I just do this one. And this is again is a new one, and this is Soft Touch. And this, why I have never bought this colour before is beyond me. It is gorgeous. I love this colour. It's like a minty grey colour, greeny. It's weird. It's gorgeous though. Right, so that has set up a little bit. So I'm just going to take my dental floss, push that into that acrylic and just scrape off excess to leave a sharp line on there. So then I am going to go in with Soft Touch again and fill in my next section. So I'm just pushing that right up to that line. And then again, I'll just leave that to set up a little bit before I go in with dental floss, and then back to the ombre on the little one. So I've applied Soft Touch, and then I'm just going to blend that up slightly. So these two colours go pretty well together, to be honest. So I'm just going to start that off and then move back to this cutout and do the next section. So you don't have to pull every last little bit of that acrylic off, because 9 times out of 10 you are gonna cover that again. So I am just picking that bit off just to show you it just come off easy. And then I am gonna go in with Snow White for the next bead. So again, just put that up to that line. Tidy that edge off a little bit. And then while that sets off, I'm just going to go back to this little finger and just try and get that ombre a little bit better. So I've just gone in again with Walk the Line, and I'm pulling that down over the white, over the soft touch instead. Add a little bit of that soft touch and blend that up just while them two are both wet, see if that'll do a better blend. And then go back before this sets too much and take off the next line with my dental floss. And then I am going back in with Walk the Line again. That'll backwards and forwards when you do cutouts, because you do one of your cutouts, move on to another nail, go back to it when it sets, go to another nail. So this one I'm going in with Walk the Line again and doing a full nail basically. So I'm just doing that cuticle nice and neat and then pulling that down. And then I am just going to take this green and silver glitter that I've found and just put a little bit of that on that tip. And just blend that up a tiny little bit. So again, back to this cutout and just take that corner off. And then back in with a soft touch. And a tiny bit of that glitter on that tip, not too much. I just wanted a tiny little bit of sparkle in these today. Right, so I'm just checking if that that snake skin was dry. So it was, so I'm just going to put some clear on to the white section I've done, and then I'm just going to cut off a small piece. And just place that on to that wet acrylic. So I'm just going to use my fingers just to push that down so it goes into them grooves. And then just leave that to set. So I'm going to do the same on this middle finger. So again, I'm just going to cut them pieces that I want off. And then put a clear base down for that to stick to. So I'll just pick them pieces up and place them on. I mean, you could do the full nail, you could do little sections. I'm just going to round that off to go around that cuticle so that I'm not trying to cut that in once it's on. It's easier to cut the sides and stuff than it is to cut around that cuticle. And then I am going to add the black piece. Again, I'm just going to push them in so that that acrylic goes inside them little grooves. And then just trim off the excess off of this ring finger. So a little bit missing off that tip, so I'm just going to apply a little piece in there. And then keep pressing that down till that has dried. So this one's nearly dried, so I'm just going to cut any excess that's not attached by the acrylic. And it'll show the lines back up if I can get it close enough to them. So I just took my acrylic brush with some monomer on there just to tidy that up and to try and move any little bits away. And then I'm going to go back and trim this one. Any bits sticking up, I'm just going to add a little bit of acrylic there just to bond that to that nail so that when I cap it, it's not going in all directions. So once I'm happy with that, I am going to crack on with capping. So as usual, I'm just going to do this one. So I've started with that cuticle bead, tip that finger down, get that cuticle nice and flush, and then start pulling that down. So I did this a bit wetter than I normally would because I wanted it to go into that snakeskin. So I did a smaller bead and wetter just so that I could get that covered. And then once that's covered, I can go in and just sort out my cuticle and any areas that are not the shape that I like. So I'm just adding a bit near that cuticle and just blending that down slightly. Just make sure that snakeskin's covered completely. And then just start patting it and pressing that into shape, and then I'm going to add another bead on that free edge. So I'm going to go in and cap these and file them. And now for top coat. So I'm just going to quickly top coat this, and I decided not to put any stones or anything else on these. I thought I'd just leave them as they are. The colours are gorgeous, and that snakeskin, I think it is enough on its own, the detail in that. So I'm just going to top coat them, bang them into light for a minute, and that will be this set done. So guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you are one of my subscribers. It means a lot. Give us a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.